You are standing near your gate when the airport announcement begins. You hear your flight number, but the rest disappears into a blur of fast English. Then everyone around you starts picking up their bags and walking away. You look at the screen and realize your date has changed. For a moment you are not sure where to go. This is exactly why airport English can feel so stressful. It is not usually one difficult sentence. It is many short pieces of information coming at you quickly, so in this episode we are going to walk through the whole airport experience together. By the end, you will know what usually happens, what to listen for, and how to handle the most common airport conversations with more confidence. Let us go back to the beginning. You arrive at the airport with your suitcase and look for your airline. The first place you may need is the check-in counter. Sometimes you have already checked in online. Even then, you may still need to drop off a checked bag. The airline employee may greet you and ask for your passport. You may hear, "May I see your passport, please?" You hand it over and wait while they find your booking. They may ask where you are flying today. You simply say your destination. They may also ask whether you are checking any bags. A checked bag is the luggage that goes under the plane. You can say that you have one bag to check. The employee may ask you to place it on the scale. This is where another common airport problem can appear. Your suitcase is heavier than the airline allows. You may hear that your bag is over the weight limit. That means your bag is too heavy. They may tell you how much extra weight you have. They may also explain whether there is an additional fee. If you want to avoid the fee, you may be able to move some things into your carry-on bag. A carry-on bag is the smaller bag you take onto the plane with you. Once the luggage is accepted, the employee puts a tag on it. They may remind you not to pack certain dangerous items. They may also ask whether you packed the bag yourself. This is a normal security question. Then they give you your boarding pass. Your boarding pass shows important information about your flight. Look for the flight number, boarding time, gate number, and seat number. The employee may point to the gate and tell you when boarding begins. Sometimes they speak very quickly. If you miss something, you can ask them to repeat the gate number. You can also ask what time boarding starts. Now you are ready to head towards security. At the security area, you usually show your boarding pass and identification. Then you place your belongings into trays. You may need to remove your laptop from your bag. You may need to take off your jacket or belt. Rules can be different depending on the airport. Security staff may give you short instructions very quickly. You may hear, "Please place your bag on the belt." You may hear, "Take your laptop out of your bag." You may also hear, "Step through when you are ready." The most important thing is not to understand every single word. Watch what other passengers are doing and listen for the key instruction. After security, you collect your things and start looking for your gate. You check the airport screen for your flight number. Everything looks good. You have enough time, so you buy a drink and sit down near the gate. Then announcement begins. You hear your airline name and your flight number. That gets your attention immediately. The announcement says that your gate has changed. This is the moment that can make many travelers nervous. Airport announcements are often fast and difficult to hear clearly, but you usually do not need every word. Listen for your flight number, the word gate, and the new gate number. Then check the screen to confirm what you heard. In this case, your flight is now leaving from another gate. You pick up your bag and start walking. On the way, you are not completely sure which direction to go. You see an airport employee and ask for help. You can ask where the new gate is. They may point you toward another terminal or concourse. They may tell you to take a train, an escalator, or a long hallway. If the directions are too fast, ask them to say it again. You can also repeat the gate number to make sure you understood correctly. Finally, you arrive at the new gate. But now, there is another update on the screen. Your flight has been delayed. A delay means the flight will leave later than planned. You may hear that the flight is delayed by 30 minutes. You may also hear that they are waiting for the aircraft to arrive. Sometimes the airline gives a new estimated departure time. Sometimes they simply ask passengers to remain near the gate. If you have a connecting flight, a delay can feel especially stressful. You may want to speak with a gate agent. You can explain that you have a connecting flight. You can ask whether you will still have enough time to make the connection. The agent may check your itinerary and give you more information. They may tell you that your next flight is still on time. They may also tell you what to do if you miss the connection. After a while, the screen changes again. This time, there is good news. Boarding is about to begin. The gate agent makes another announcement. They may say that they are now boarding certain groups. You may hear, "We are now boarding group 3. Do not rush to the line until your group is called." Your boarding group is usually printed on your boarding pass. When your group is called, you join the line. The agent may ask you to have your boarding pass and passport ready. You scan your boarding pass and walk down the jet bridge. Now you are finally getting on the plane. A flight attendant may greet you at the door. You look at your boarding pass and find your seat number. Sometimes another passenger is already sitting in your seat. You can politely show your boarding pass and say that you think this is your seat. Most of the time, it is just a simple mistake. Once you find your seat, you need to put away your carry-on bag. The overhead bin may already be full. A flight attendant may ask you to place your bag in another bin. They may also ask you to put a smaller item under the seat in front of you. Then you sit down and fasten your seatbelt. After all that airport English, you are finally ready to relax. Now, think about everything that happened. You checked in, dropped off your luggage, went through security, found your gate, handled a gate change, dealt with a delay, and boarded the plane. None of those moments required perfect English. What mattered most was knowing what information to listen for. Flight number, gate number, boarding time, delay, group number, and seat number. Once those words start to feel familiar, the airport becomes much easier to navigate. If this episode made airport English feel a little less overwhelming, come back anytime and listen again. The more familiar the process becomes, the easier it is to stay calm and understand what is happening. If you would like more real-life English like this, stick around and subscribe. See you in the next episode.